From Nebraska's trusted news source, this is Channel 8 News at 5.
Coming up on the news tonight, after 4 Americans were kidnapped in Mexico, 2 were rescued, but the other 2 were found dead. Also, a push to eliminate the State Board of Education here in Nebraska. We're going to take you down to the Capitol for the discussion. But first tonight.
This is trickle-down school funding. Just fund the schools.
Should Nebraska give tax credits to donors of private school scholarships? Good evening, everyone, and thank you so much for joining us tonight. I'm Rod Fowler. Megan Conway is on assignment tonight. For 2 days now, a hot topic at the legislature has been dealing with money for both private and public schools. Channel 8's Matthew Midlighter was at the Capitol today. He joins us here in the studio with the very latest on what they're talking about. Matthew?
LB 753 is part of Governor Jim Pillen's package of education proposals and would provide up to $25 million a year in tax credits for donations to groups that provide scholarships for private and parochial schools.
Introduced by Senator Luann Linehan of Elkhorn, she says the bill would help low-income families have the same choice of private schools as those with the means to afford it.
We have a lot of families who would like to send their children to a different school than the one they're zoned to by law, but they can't afford to move to a district that they would rather be in, and they can't afford to pay tuition for a private school. All the other states and the District of Columbia have programs to help these children, and we don't, and it's just not okay.
Senator Justin Wayne of Omaha says parents in North Omaha are looking for alternatives to public schools, but they often can't afford tuition. He wants to help kids who he says have been discriminated against in public schools and aren't getting the opportunities to get the education they deserve.
We can't even in this state have an honest conversation about how we should label schools. We won't even call schools failing. I have yet to see a private school discriminate based off of whatever. I have yet to see it, but I have seen public schools do it quite a bit.
Opponents say this bill would put public funds into private schools through a tax break for the rich. Senator Megan Hunt says the bill is about government incentivized donations and is meant to draw more kids into private schools where they are legally allowed to discriminate.
It's about giving money to rich people, using a few underprivileged people as some nice marketing. I just can't stand the argument that we need to give money to rich people so they can give it to poor people so the poor people can help themselves. This is trickle-down school funding. Just fund the schools. Just fund the public schools.
The Nebraska State Education Association also shared new research which shows that wealthy families overwhelmingly use these credits to opt out of paying taxes to public organizations. They say in the 3 states that provided data, they found that most of the tax credits were being claimed by families with incomes of over $200,000 a year. That research comes from the Institute on Taxation and Economic Policy.
The bill does have 30 co-sponsors, making it very close to overcoming a filibuster and moving forward this year. We'll keep you updated on any developments.
All right, Matthew, thank you for the update tonight. Staying with education now, a constitutional amendment is looking into changing the makeup of how school systems work here in the state of Nebraska. Introduced by Senator Joni Albright, it looks at eliminating the Nebraska State Board of Education. Channel 8's Veronica Bretto joins us now with more on this story. Veronica.
The amendment would also give the governor power to pick an education commissioner. This comes following the board's attempt to develop sex education standards that included sexual orientation and gender identity.
There are hundreds of people that go to their State Board of Education meetings because the trust is not there. There's so many layers of government that are involved in what happens with our children that we need to pull back and take a full look at what we're doing and if it's working. I think it's broken. That's why I brought the bill.
Those opposing the bill say electing state school board representatives is a right that should not be taken away from Nebraska voters.
And we believe that the citizens should have the right from each area in the state, because they're elected regionally. They need to continue that. It does not need to just be one person appointing who would represent you.
The legislative measure was discussed today at committee hearing in the legislature. If approved, it would go next to floor for debate. If this amendment passes, it'll be added to the 2024 ballot for voters to decide. Coming up at 6 o'clock, I will have much more on what supporters and those opposing the bill have to say.
All right, look forward to that. Thank you, Veronica. Speaking of schools, the Kearney School Board made a big decision last night on transgender athletes. It would require students to compete based on their biological sex at birth.
Please do not rob these girls of the opportunity to compete fairly.
Now, the board ended up approving a policy saying taking part in sports will be restricted to a student's original birth certificate. Close to 50 people gave their opinion last night on this matter at the board meeting. Some of them said the trans students deserve the same athletic opportunities as other students. Others argued it wouldn't be fair.
Common sense, as well as scientific evidence, would tell you that a male competing as a female would have a physical advantage over the truly female opponents.
I believe that policies that exclude transgender youth or force them to participate incongruent with their gender identity will harm these students.
The new policy received first round approval on a vote of 4-2 and will be talked about again in an upcoming board meeting. A 13-year-old Raymond Central student is facing arson charges tonight. Deputies say he started a trash can on fire at the school yesterday. A teacher smelled smoke coming from a boys' bathroom, ran in and put out the fire. Security cameras show the 13-year-old going in the bathroom and then running out. He was released to his parents, but is still facing the arson charges. 2 men in Furnace County are facing several charges after 3 dogs were found inside their home. Authorities say 60-year-old Robert Fage and 35-year-old Michael Duran face neglect and abandonment charges. Court records say a veterinarian determined the dogs died from dehydration and neglect. Both men are due in court next week. National news now. Federal officials are telling Americans to reconsider any travel to Mexico. 2 of the 4 people who were kidnapped there last week, unfortunately, were found dead. 1 is suffering from a gunshot wound. ABC's M. Nguyen reports at least 1 suspect is in custody.
A tragic ending to the search of 4 Americans kidnapped in Matamoros, Mexico at gunpoint last week. Mexican authorities saying 2 of the victims were found dead, their bodies for now held at a morgue there. The State Department announcing the 2 surviving Americans are already back in the U.S. This video appearing to show the group as they were being kidnapped by heavily armed men and thrown into the back of a pickup truck. The 4 Americans have been identified as Shaid Woodward, Latavia Tay McGee, Zindel Brown, and Eric Williams. McGee's mother, who previously said her daughter went to Mexico for a cosmetic medical procedure, telling ABC News in a phone call that the FBI informed her her daughter is one of the survivors.
I had to hold my all. I said, I'm so appreciated. I was thanking the Lord. I said, thank you, Jesus, a God.
Michelle Williams confirms to ABC that her husband Eric is the other survivor. Mexican officials say he was found suffering from a gunshot wound to the leg. U.S. officials say gunmen began shooting at the group's minivan, which had North Carolina plates, then kidnapped the people inside. 1 Mexican bystander was also killed. This part of Mexico is a place Americans are warned not to travel to.
This is considered by the State Department a level 4, which says that's what Afghanistan is a level 4, that these are not places that any American should be going.
This incident highlighting the drug-related violence occurring south of the border among Mexican cartels.
The DEA and the FBI are doing everything possible to dismantle and disrupt and ultimately prosecute the leaders of the cartels.
Mexican authorities say at least 1 person has been arrested in connection to the kidnapping, adding the bodies of the 2 killed Americans will be transferred to the U.S. later today. M. Nguyen, ABC News, Washington.
All right, back here in Nebraska now, let's get to your first forecast with Rusty, and just pretty much a cloudy day.
Yeah, it was one of those mediocre kind of days. Nothing too great about it, nothing really bad about it either. You know, if it hadn't been for that Sunday where temperatures got into the upper 60s, even some lower 70s, today would have been just fine. But
yeah, we're spoiled.
We are spoiled. You're absolutely right. Hey, we got a lot of cloud cover on Schoen's roofing cam in Beatrice. This is at South 6th Street and Perkins. Just a lot of cloud cover. And, you know, we might see a little bit of light drizzle as we head through tonight and into the day tomorrow. But right now it's 44 degrees in Beatrice, 43 in Wymore, 46, a touch warmer in Nebraska City and the capital city at 46 degrees. Some 30s, though, just just off to the west and to the north. Now this is kind of setting up the stage for our precipitation potential. We have a light rain possibility tomorrow and then into Thursday, and there's going to be a snow chance. Now where there's colder temperatures, better chance for snow. Where there's warmer temperatures, a better chance for rain. So that is going to play a part. East wind at 5 to 15 miles per hour, trying to get a little light, something going on out there, just a little pocket of light snow flurries and maybe some drizzle starting to kick in already. So as we head through the hour by hour, temperatures tomorrow will be hovering right around that 40-degree mark for a good portion of the day. But there is that precipitation chance over the next couple of days, and there's a lot to it too. So we'll talk more about that coming up in just a few minutes.
All right, thank you so much, Rusty. Talk to you later. City officials are hoping to draw a big crowd for tonight's meeting on Lincoln's second water source. The open house will be at Southwest High School, and it starts relatively soon here. It's going to go from 5:30 to 7:30 tonight. The city will share information and, of course, take questions from you. The project could cost around $1.4 billion and take about 25 years to finish. We'll have more on the story coming up tonight at 10 o'clock. Coming up, federal officials are investigating a growing number of mid-air scares, from near misses to aborted takeoffs and unruly passengers. The latest coming up right after the break.
Now's the time to save on big.
Offer.
Passengers on a Delta flight traveling across the country had a scary mid-air disturbance. Officials say a man tried to stab a flight attendant in the neck. This comes after several other recent incidents with planes and passengers. Here's ABC's Rena Roy.
Federal officials are investigating a growing number of mid-air scares from near misses, aborted takeoffs, and unruly passengers, all keeping travelers on edge. One of the latest incidents caught on camera on a flight from LA to Boston Monday.
So where are they? Where's Homeland Security?
Authorities say 33-year-old Francisco Torres first tried opening an emergency exit.
But you cannot open those doors in flight because of the locking mechanisms and the amount of pressure. But we don't want anybody touching them or fooling around with them. And anybody who is doing that is actually threatening everybody on the aircraft.
Since I'm taking over this plane,
Then officials say he attempted to stab a flight attendant with a metal spoon that he turned into a weapon while in the bathroom. The chaos unfolding 45 minutes before landing. Several other passengers jumping in to help, tackling the suspect to the ground. The plane landing safely in Boston. FBI agents coming on board to arrest Torres. Also on Monday, more close calls between passenger planes, including 2 United jets that clipped wings as one pushed back from the gate. No one was hurt. Over the weekend, more chaos after a bird strike on a Southwest flight from Cuba to Florida. Southwest says multiple birds hit the engine, smoke entered the cabin, and the pilot had to make an emergency landing with passengers escaping down emergency slides. And back to that violent episode, United Airlines thanking the quick action of the crew and customers. That suspect has been charged with interference with a flight crew using a dangerous weapon, which could carry a lifelong prison sentence. Rena Roy, ABC News, New York.
And just a few hours ago, 2 planes in Winter Haven, Florida collided midair, sending both planes into a lake below. One plane is upside down. The other is 21 feet underwater. Officials say they have found 1 victim dead, and the scene is an active search and rescue. Little is known at this time, such as the type of planes, the number of people on board, or the cause of the crash.
Now, your Storm Alert team forecast with Chief Meteorologist Rusty Dawkins.
A lot of clouds out there today, and that kept our temperatures at bay. Didn't allow us to cool off much overnight, so we had a warm start to the day, warm-ish, but it just didn't warm up much. And Southeast Community College looking at 84th from 84th and O Street, cloud cover, and we're going to start to see a few sprinkles, some light drizzle, maybe even a couple of snowflakes if you're in an area cool enough, which this is really setting the stage for the next 2 days. Notice these warmer temperatures, 42, 46 in Lincoln and Nebraska City, 47 in Falls City, but 30s in that blue just off to the north and west. So colder air to the north and west, warmer air to the south and east. That's going to play a part. Wind speed, not really going to play a part for precipitation over the next couple of days, but it is out of the east at 5, 10, 15 miles per hour, gusting to around 20 miles per hour. So that gives an added chill. Satellite radar showing we're starting to pick up on just looks like a couple of snowflakes here between Grand Island, Hastings, and Kearney near Red Cloud, just west of York. An isolated snow shower, an isolated area of drizzle here and there. This isn't going to amount to much, but it could slicken up some of the roadways and make you use your windshield wiper on and off, but not going to be a big deal. And this is just the beginning of a wintry mix potential over the next couple of days. So satellite and radar pretty quiet except for this right here in south central Nebraska, which we're keeping an eye on. So in advance of all of this, the National Weather Service out of North Platte has issued a winter weather advisory for north central Nebraska through starting right now and going through Wednesday for freezing drizzle in this area. Now that's not going to really show up, and I'll show you that here in just a second, but then it's also part 2, a winter weather advisory for the exact same counties for Thursday for several inches of snow, which we'll talk about here in just a second. So stormcast, light rain, drizzle, some snow, some patchy freezing drizzle in this area right here. That is what we're looking at as we head through the overnight into early Wednesday morning. Just some patchy drizzle, a few snowflakes, freezing drizzle up here. It doesn't really show up real well on stormcast, but it's out there. So that's Wednesday. Then as we head into Wednesday evening, that snow potential starts to increase and stays in north central Nebraska for a while, changes over to a rain-snow mix, and then just some light rain. The freezing drizzle potential is there, but it's not significant as we head into Thursday. So this is Wednesday night into Thursday. Notice this snow up here, and then a rain-snow mix in southeastern Nebraska on Thursday. And this is It will give me a headache, I promise you. Will this snow push further south or stay to the north? Well, that's the big question. So a chance for over one inch of snowfall. It's very high for the northern half, and it tapers off the further south you go. 4 inches of snowfall, less of a bet hit there, but 30 to 50 to maybe 70% for the northern fringes of Nebraska, and that tapers off very quickly the further south you go. So I'm saying a swath of 4 to 8, 2 to 4 inches, and then it tapers off maybe 1 or 2 just north of Interstate 80, and then a trace to 1 inch for the rest of us. So that's what it looks like right now. Temperatures are going to be in the 30s tonight, a very mild, about 10 degrees above average, cloudy, but that patchy drizzle going to be a possibility. And then as we head through the day tomorrow, temperatures kind of like they were today, lower 40s, mostly cloudy, some spotty light rain, trying to change over to some snow further north. That will likely be on Thursday with that mixed precipitation potential. A dry day on Thursday, and then another chance for some mixed precipitation on Saturday. And then we change the clocks and nothing really changes for the weather. We'll stay in the 40s Monday and Tuesday, the 50s. Try to come back the middle of next week.
All right, thank you, Rusty. Happening now, some local high school girls are receiving insight and advice from area professionals. Channel 8's own Megan Conway is honored to be part of it. It's called a Girl Boss Panel, and the organization called Lincoln Gold organized it. The purpose is to empower young women through leadership and community involvement. We're going to have much more on this story coming up tonight at 10 o'clock. All right, Wall Street now a negative day. The Dow falling 575 points, NASDAQ down 145, S&P losing 62. Here are your numbers. We'll be right back.
Tonight, the family's trapped.
And Creature Shop, and specifically his daughter Heather.
animals could talk to each other.
The show is called Audgie Jack. It tells the story through use of large puppets controlled by the actors of a young whooping crane separated from her family, using Native American culture and dialogue.
It means a lot to me. I'm thankful to the creators of this IPEX puppetry show, and to be able to incorporate, our core subjects in our public schools, such as science, language arts, just indigenous language learning in general. It kind of brings it all together and puts it on a stage to highlight our people's past, present, and future.
The show is open to the public Thursday night at 7 p.m. Tickets are still available. All right, let's get a final check of your weather with Chief Meteorologist Rusty Dawkins.
It's a little chilly out there. We got a little light precipitation starting to show up on radar, but it's quiet out there in Aurora. This is Penner Bathing Solutions showing that the flags are out there with a wind out of the north at 10 to 20 miles per hour, plenty of cloud cover, and maybe a raindrop or a snowflake every now and then as we progress through the evening hours. But it looks like just about everybody is only cloudy. 46 in Lincoln, 43 in Beatrice, cooler in Columbus at 38, 37 in Aurora, 39 in York, and 35 in Norfolk. A little light precipitation showing up just south of Grand Island, maybe a snowflake, a little light mixed precipitation, a couple of raindrops trying to show up also towards, say, Clay County, Fillmore, maybe even Nuckolls and Thayer. So we're keeping an eye on that. Won't amount to much, but it could slicken up some of the roadways. That scattered shower potential is out there on Wednesday. Could see a few snowflakes the further north and west you go. Better chance for accumulating snow on Thursday, especially in northern Nebraska. Mixed precipitation possible for Lincoln on Thursday, a high of 40 degrees, and then 42 on Friday with mostly cloudy skies. The hour by hour for Wednesday, light rain possible on and off. Could be drizzle, could be light rain, maybe a couple of snowflakes if it happens at the right time, like say very early tomorrow morning, 34 degrees, eventually topping out around 42 by the afternoon.
All right, thank you, Rusty, and thank you for joining us. World News with David Muir is up next. We'll see you at 6.
With the Channel 8 News mobile app, you'll be the first to know. Get alerts about breaking news and weather, all in the palm of your hand.
The spas are here. Truckloads of spas arriving weekly. Hurry in today. These spas are going fast. Spas are in stock and ready for immediate delivery.
Supreme Spa and Pool.